All right, guys, I got a 2020 Rubicon 520. Do a little comparison for you to this 2017 Rubicon. So the Rubicon has been the same since 2015. Before that, it was some crazy automatic, continuously variable transmission, solid rear axle. 2015, it basically became an IRS version of the 420 or 500 Foreman. With some upgrades, better seat than the Foreman, etc. Main difference is IRS. For 2020, they've upgraded it, or so they've told us. It's got 520 cc's instead of 475, so more displacement, different cam, different tune, different exhaust, etc., etc., etc. The first thing you notice right off the bat is the front grille is a lot different. They tried to make it look, I don't know, more like a robot or something. I much prefer that front grille. This front grille is hideous. Also, it's got these reflectors on it. Some of the newer, like the 2019s, had reflectors too. But yeah, so a little bit of styling difference, and they added a storage box right here, which is pretty worthless because it sits right on top of the radiator. So I don't know why you'd want to store things right next to the radiator. It doesn't block any flow or anything, but it's kind of dumb. And it just closes. It's not real waterproof. It's just got these little rubber snaps. The racks are different because it's got the Honda quick rack system on it or whatever. Same thing in the back, little square holes in the rack. Pretty similar racks otherwise. Front bumper is different. So you see how it's got like this big metal piece here. There's a pipe behind that, so they basically just welded this cover on there totally for looks, I think. You can see I've already dinged it a little bit. It's very thin. This bumper is not super stout either. People break these little frame mounts up in here if you push people out a lot. But this bumper at least is recessed, and you see how it fits into the plastics really good. There's no gap. They didn't waste any space. This one sits pretty far off the plastics. Let me show you what I mean by that. So got a tape measure here and do a little comparison. If you measure from the bolt on the frame to the front of the bumper, it's about 15 inches. That's not the best place to do it. Where else can we measure? Maybe from the shock. Let's do from the shock. That'll be consistent on both of them. So from the shock spring to the front of the bumper, we're looking at 19.5 inches. So that's how far forward the bumper sticks, just for comparison. And on this one, you're looking at 17.25. So the bumper sticks forward over 2 inches farther forward, which means it's great for breaking rear windows. So be careful loading this in your truck. These bikes were good about not breaking rear windows because the bumper didn't stick out. This one's not. One thing I do like about the new bumper is this is a pretty good toe point right here, this bar. It's pretty thick and it's welded in, and it's a great spot to hook a tow rope. This doesn't have any good spots to hook a tow rope on the front. The same winch mounts look like they'll work. It's got the same 2 holes here, so you can stick a winch in there upside down like I did on my what do you call it? My 500. So other differences other than just the engine, we'll go over that last. CV boots, so you see how these CV boots look? They're like that harder kind of plastic. On the outers on these, they're rubber. They're just rubbery CV boots. And that's the same thing on the rear too. So they changed the CV boots, which is interesting. So the rubber and then plastic on the inner. Inners are the same, outers are different. And if you look at the grooves on the axle shafts appear to be the same. So you see how that's an aluminum knuckle? These knuckles look to be cast iron, and we're going to grab a magnet and check that. But everything else is pretty much the same. Suspension's the same, shocks feel the same. The common complaint with these things compared to a Polaris or a Can-Am is that they ride kind of stiff, which I agree with. They are kind of stiff and bouncy. But it's not really a trail bike. It's a work bike that you can do it's not really a trail Cadillac. It's a work bike. You can still tow a lot, so they've got some heavier spring rate stuff going on. Got a little magnet here. And they are indeed cast iron, or steel or something ferrous. So Honda got rid of the aluminum for some reason, and they got rid of the CV boots I liked for some reason. These rubber boots tend to not stop as many sticks. They're not as hard. Maybe they did it because they used to tear a lot of boots on these with mud getting caught down here. I don't know why they did it, but that's interesting. Pretty much everything else appears to be the same. I'll talk to you about power now. So Did a pretty good ride at a Bama Slam. By pretty good ride, I mean, not really, we got stuck a lot, but I did get to haul ass around on a little bit and, you know, put about 20 break-in miles on it. And I haven't driven a stock Rubicon on stock tires in a while, but I have bought 2 brand new 500 Rubicons, and my green one was almost new when I got it. It was in really good shape. And I don't remember them being much slower than this. I didn't do a side-by-side comparison of a stock on stock tires, whatever, which I wish I could, but I didn't. But I wasn't too impressed with the power. Throttle response is a little better. It's a little snappier. You pull the front tires up in second gear, hitting little bumps and stuff easier. But it's nothing like a Grizzly or any of the other, you know, mid-range, mid-power bikes. It's still really far from that. I was hoping they'd improve the top end a little bit with the cam or something. They didn't. It's still a pretty lazy motor. Doesn't rev out at all. You know, typical Honda over conservativeness. They put a facelift on it, put a little big bore kit, and changed a lot of stuff in the engine, really. A lot of the stuff that could have made a lot of power, but managed to do all that without making any more power. So that's Honda for you. But I am hoping that once I put the big tires on it, it'll make a bigger difference, and it can maybe run a 30-inch tire decently stock without doing a gear reduction, so keep the wheel speed. I was able to put it in second gear, four-wheel drive diff lock, and spin the shit out of these stock tires in some pretty thick clay. It was just fun. It was sliding all over the place, wheel speed. Didn't get a very good video because I didn't have a GoPro and didn't have a head strap. So the video is kind of crap, but it's uploading right now. Everyone's going to ask why I didn't get the painted one with the painted plastics. Well, because it was $400, $500 more, and I don't really care what stuff looks like. If I cared what stuff looked like, I'd be on a Can-Am. No, just kidding. That thing looks pretty damn good. But anyways, yeah, so I didn't want to spend the extra money on that. I got this. The base model does have power steering. All the foot shift ones have power steering now. So the steering is kind of springy, just like that one is. But yeah, if you guys know any other differences between the bikes, go ahead and post them in the comments. I'm always interested to figure it out. If anyone needs some stock tires and wheels, let me know. Those are going to go off really soon. But yeah, this is a little different. There's a little piece right here on the side. I just noticed that. That is not how this one looks. I wonder what that's for. I wonder if that comes off maybe. I broke it. I don't know what they were thinking there. Maybe that was supposed to be some kind of a breather. I don't know why they did that. But I broke it. Great. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few little random things that are different. Not sure why. These plastics down here have a couple little different markings on them and stuff. There's a few small weird little differences like that you know, I'm not sure why they changed it. Don't quite understand it. I'm going to pull the headlights out and seal them up better because I know if it's anything like the 2017s, 18, and 19s, the headlights will get water in them. And I don't feel like upgrading to these headlights because I don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't know what this is doing here. Maybe, were there screws behind it? One of the great mysteries of life. Just glue that back on. Good to go. But yeah, if you guys know any other differences, let me know. I'm not super impressed with it so far, but I wanted to get another Rubicon anyways, and I wanted to try out the 520. So let you know when we get some more ride time on it and see if it pulls tires any better.